One of my fondest childhood memories is digging with my friends in a medical waste heap in rural China. As we sorted through the piles of latex gloves, soiled gowns, and used syringes, a tiny voice in the back of my 5-year-old head suggested that maybe this wasn't such a great idea. But that was overridden by a much louder, more hopeful voice saying, "What treasures will I find today?" Now, don't get me wrong. I didn't live inside the medical waste heap. I'm not a troll. But I did enjoy it because unlike in a real store, if I saw something I wanted, I could actually get it. Otherwise, a typical experience went like this. "Mom," I would say, my face pressed up against a glass case. "I know we're poor and we don't have any money. But one day, when I grow up and I make my own money, then can I have that doll?" And somehow the answer was still no. So that's why my friends and I were behind the hospital that day. If I couldn't buy a toy, I reasoned, maybe I could make one. I did find something, believe it or not, in a seemingly infinite supply of discarded rubber bands. We tied the loops together to form a chain and then made the chain into a Chinese jump rope. The best part was that every time our rope broke, I could repair it by just swapping out the wonky rubber band. These days, this would be considered grounds for child services to get involved. But back then, this was just what life was like. We were dirt poor. And when you're dirt poor, your choice isn't between Barbie and My Little Pony. Your choice is between food, heat, and medicine in that order. Toys never even entered the picture. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, in 1987, the national average wage in the United States was $18,426.51 per year per person. In China, it was 1,459 Chinese yuan, or $327 per year per person. To put that in perspective, earning enough to buy a Nintendo Entertainment System deluxe set at its then retail price of $179 would have taken the average American worker less than a week. But for the average Chinese worker, the better part of a year. Also, $327 per year was the earnings of the average individual, which included everyone in major urban centers. We lived in Taiping, a rural village with a population of just 3,000, so salaries were even lower, around 2/3 less. My entire family income at one point was 600 Chinese yen, or $161 per year, or 44 American cents per day. My dad, my mom, and I had to live on less than 1% of an average American's daily salary. I'm not telling you all this to crap on my childhood or make you feel bad for me. In fact, I'm pretty grateful that I grew up in this way because I ended up developing something called the scarcity mindset, which played a big part in making me who I am today. What is the scarcity mindset? To understand the scarcity mindset, let's go back in time. The year was 1945. On January 27th, the Soviet Army entered Auschwitz and liberated 7,000 men, women, and children from the largest death camp the Nazis had built. Naturally, the soldiers' first instinct was to open up their army rations and say, take it all." Turns out that was the wrong thing to do. The prisoners gorged on the food and ended up becoming horrendously sick, some even dying. They didn't realize it at the time, but giving a starving person too much food causes their blood sugar to spike, which leads to a dangerous drop in electrolyte levels, a medical condition that would later be known as refeeding syndrome.